What's up, and welcome back to Interpreting the Stars, where today we are taking a look at Spies in Disguise, which of course is Will Smith's latest film, and I think it's his second animated film. The last time that he voiced a lead cartoon character was in Shark Tale, I think.
Yeah.
Which I feel like is just like Spies in Disguise, where people are going to just gloss over it. But if I had a choice between watching Shark Tale and Spies in Disguise, which one would I choose? Which one would you choose? I guess that all depends on how much killing I experience. So let's get cracking. This review is brought to you by the word of the day, killing, a feeling of exhilaration or elation caused by an exciting experience. Will Smith is the world's greatest spy in Spies in Disguise, but when somebody steals his identity, he is forced to go into hiding while attempting to clear his own name, which turns out to be incredibly difficult to do when you're one of the most recognizable faces in the world of spying. He gets the opportunity, however, to cloak himself in a veil of invisibility when a young inventor transforms him into a bird, a pigeon to be exact. Will this famous spy's pride and ego be too large to contain in this bird, or can he use the unassuming form to his own advantage? As big of a fan as I am for Will Smith, I can't really say that I was really ever expecting much out of this movie. I'm not sure what it was about the trailers, but they never really engaged me. They never really interested me into watching this movie, and I think it was the entire gimmick of turning into a bird. I'm a fan of spy films, and I know the stealth thing is often a huge factor in these types of movies. Heck, a part of what makes Mission Impossible so impossible is the fact that they need to find a way to do the mission undetected. But usually they always do find a way, and usually what makes a spy film so good is how they do that. Turning him into a bird is a fun little gimmick, but to me it seems random, unnecessary, and underplays how they could use smarts to accomplish the mission. I don't think it ever needed the bird gimmick. I really don't. There's not a ton of good spy films for kids, and I'm not sure if this was the right path for the film, because other than that, the only way you can consider this a kid's film is the fact that it's a cartoon and you have this main character learning to see the world a different way and how to take a step back from his pride, which was getting him into trouble. I can see that, and I can understand that, but the plot of the film was rather bland in my opinion. What's the bad guy even trying to do? He's trying to get his hands on some kind of MacGuffin, and if he can get his hands on it, it'll release the identities of some secret agents, which, guys, that's an overdone plot that we've seen a ton of times from other spy-type films. So I don't think many people will care that much about the story, and again, it turns into a gimmick. I was honestly kind of bored with the movie because there's really not a lot going on that people in my demographic will care that much about. It's more geared towards kids, I guess you can say, with the whole bird thing, but even so, it's just a weird, bland, kind of boring movie that mostly follows a by-the-book structure, so the narrative structure is fine. But the movie itself, as a whole, honestly, I wish there was more that I could tell you about the movie. I wish I could really just break it down and explain why the movie is so good or so bad. But truthfully, I just think it's so bland and honestly safe that there's not much that you can talk about. Let's look at that final score. I think the film does what it needs to do to not utterly fail, but not by much. I believe from an unbiased viewpoint, the film deserves a score of 68%, which is a high D score, but I found the film to be pretty underwhelming. So my bias score is a 60%, meaning when you average out the scores, my final score for Spies in Disguise is 64%. Take that as you will. As far as 2019 Will Smith films go, I feel like both Aladdin and Gemini Man were better movies than this. What about you though? Am I way off base here? Did you enjoy it? If so, let me know specifically what you enjoyed about this movie in the comments down below. As for YouTube, you know what to do. Hit the subscribe button if you like this review and would like to see some others like it. Hit the thumbs up button because that always helps out my channel. And don't forget about the little bell icon because that'll help notify you when I come out with my next review. And until then, peace out!